Hello everyone. So this is your training module 1 where you will be learning how to log in and then the dashboard, the four ways of injecting leads, then in detail of leads and project, the entire lead journey, how to make quotation, document and design, each and everything you will be learning in this particular part. So I will start with the login. So you can use this Google authentication for login, or else you can manually enter your email ID and password. So your email ID and password, email ID is your username, basically the email ID that you have shared with us, that is your username, and password you will get in your this mail only. So that would be your password, and then you can sign in. So when you are signing in for the very first time, it will take you to this profile, and this change password pop-up will open. It will basically ask you to change the password. So once you have changed, you will be logged out again, and this time you have to log in with the password that you have set. After logging in, then this dashboard page will display where you will see the total leads, their count, what is the status, and what is the count of that particular status. And you will be having one pie chart analytics. If you want, you can just make it as a bar chart as well. Then you have your total project count, their state and their count. Then you have your unassigned leads and their count, and in follow-up it will be visible if you have made any follow-up. So currently I don't have any follow-up, so it is not displaying. Next is your lead. So there are four ways to inject leads. First is the manual way, that is click on the plus button, enter client name, project name and mobile number, and then update and submit. So this will be updated, submitted, and one lead will get created. Next is if you want to inject leads in bulk from your Excel. So for that, again, click on this plus button, click on this three dots. You can download the template and then enter all your lead data, and then you can import it by clicking on this import from Excel. So in bulk, all the leads will be pushed into the CRM. The third way is if you want to generate leads organically. So for that, come to settings. Here you will get one lead form settings. So click on that. Then you will get one unique link in this particular box. So what will happen whenever any user will click on to this particular link, this kind of form will get open where they have to enter their name, number, email ID, though only phone number is mandatory, rest are not mandatory. But yeah, if they are entering all these things and then clicking on the submit button, so one lead will be created and it will reflect in your lead section. And you can decorate this particular form by attaching your logo, by giving the company message if you have any, by writing the thank you message, submit button, and then changing the theme color. All these things you can do, and then you can decorate the form accordingly. So whatever changes you are doing, just after doing that, click on save, so it will be saved and the changes will reflect. All right. Now the fourth way is if you are running any paid campaign, maybe in Google Ads or Facebook or Instagram, wherever. So for that, we used to give a document that you will get in your WhatsApp group description. So you can follow that particular document. The name is lead integration. So you can follow that particular document and you would be able to link your social media platform or wherever you are running the paid campaigns with our third party tool called as HubSpot. So whenever you are running any paid campaigns and whatever leads you will get from that campaign, it will inject into your CRM via HubSpot. So these are the four ways. Now, the next thing is what are the actions that you can take from the main lead page. So the first thing is making a follow up. So you can make a follow by clicking on this particular icon. You can select date and time. So maybe today at let's say 6:15 I want a follow. So you can just write it and then click on this particular tick button and then save it. So this will be saved. And if you go to the dashboard, if you come to this follow, so this will display also. Next is you can change the status of a lead by clicking on this particular drop down. So by clicking on this drop down, you can change the status. Next is you can assign leads. So how to assign lead? Click on this bulk, this three dot, then bulk assignment, then select leads. Maybe I want to assign somebody. These two lead I want to assign to somebody. So I will just select one user and then click on this particular icon. So this particular user will be assigned for these two leads. Next is you can write the remarks by clicking on this particular cell. You can write what was the last discussion or any pinpoint if you want to uh, write. So you can just write it. Maybe I will write as follow up set. So you can write it. And by seeing this particular remarks or comment, you will have the idea, okay, these are the things that was happened with this particular client, and my next action would be this. So you can just make your mind accordingly. Next is your assign to filter. You can click on this assign to filter and you can see that which user has how many leads. So you can just have an overview. So these are the actions that you can take from the main lead page. Now we will go inside one lead and then we'll see what are the other things that we can do. So let's go inside this lead. So you can see, right, that inside there are some tabs and every tab has its own functionality. So let's discuss this one by one. First is your basic detail tab. So when you are clicking on this basic detail tab, you will see that there is your client details. So after having a conversation, you can select the scope, you can select the budget, then you can basically change the project name also. If you have any alternate contact of your client, so you can just click on this plus button and you can add it. Then you can have some additional information in the description box also. So these are the things that you can do. And if you scroll down, you will see that whatever remarks we are writing, maybe from this basic detail or maybe from the main lead page, that is getting piled up, and you will be having one overview of this entire lead trail, that what is happening when this lead got injected and what is the action till now taken, right? Next is if you want to delete a lead, so click on this three dot. You can see this delete button. So click on this delete button and then write delete. So this will be deleted. And if you are converting a project, so for that you have this promote to project option. So you just need to click on this button. You can just enter the handover date if you want, or if you are someone who is keeping this record, you can. Otherwise, just click on promote and submit. So the lead will be transferred from the lead page to the project page. Next is your site measurement. So what is site measurement? Basically, this is a part of your quotation generator. So what we say, that before making your quotation or before making quotation for your client, first uh, come to the site measurement tab and configure your entire project. So you can write what is the property type, then what is the size, what is the area, then ceiling, then how many areas you have. You just need to write everything. If you want to add one more area, so you can just click on this plus button. You need to write the name and length and width, and then you can just save it, so this will be saved. If you have a layout, site layout, so you can upload it from this particular button. And if you are done configuring your entire project, so you can just click on save, so this will be saved, right? And next step is configuring the master sheet. So this is configuring your project. Next is your master sheet. So from where you will get the master sheet? From this settings. So in this settings, you have to basically configure your quotation item list. So if you click on this particular quotation item list tab, initially this will be empty. There will be no data. And you can copy the dummy data by clicking on this three dots, and there is a second option which will be written as import from global. If you have data, it will not display. If it is empty, then only that particular option will display. So when you are clicking on that particular button, so all the dummy data will be copied. Now if you want to uh, maybe you want to do some edit or you want to change something, so you can do that. Maybe for this particular item I want to, let's say, change the unit rate, so I can do that. Just click on that particular item and then change whatever changes you want to do, and then save it, so this will be saved, right? Or maybe you are happy with whatever data you have got, but you want to add some more data which is not listed. So for that, in bulk you can do that. So first come to this three dot, then download the template, then enter all your data, and then import it by clicking on this import excel. So the dummy data, I mean your data will be copied into the item list. Next is if you want to basically copy this entire data and then you want to change it and then you want to import it, that also can be done. So come to this three dots again, export to Excel. So this will be copied to an Excel. Whatever changes you want to do, you can do, and then you can import it. And if you want to delete all item in one shot, for that you have this delete all item. If you want to add one new item, so for that you have this plus button, or else you can click this add item button as well, right? So yeah, these are the things that you can do. So this is your quotation, I mean, this is for your quotation, or this is your quotation master sheet. This module list and module component are for those who are working in modules. So I will show you this as well. First is your module list. So initially this will be also empty, and here you will get one button called as import sample. So if you're clicking on that, again the dummy data will be copied into this module list. And if you want to import your data, so for that you can just download the template and then you can enter all your data and then import Excel. So this will be imported. And same goes for your module component as well. It will be empty, and here you will get one button called as import from global. So if you're clicking on that, the dummy data will be copied. And similarly, if you want to add your data, then you can download the template and then you and enter your data and then import Carcass Excel. So it will be imported and it will be copied into the CRM. And the same trend will continue for other pages as well. And if you want to add one item, so for that you have this plus button, right? So you can just click on this plus button and you can enter your data one by one, or you have this bulk upload as well. So yeah, these are the three things that you need to do before making your quotation. First is configuring your project from site measurement, and second is configuring your master sheets from this settings tab. Now let's proceed to the quotation. So you have configured everything. You are ready with your master sheet, your project, and each and everything, and now you are good to go for making quotations. So first come to this quotation generator, right? Then click on this draft quotation. So this will be your empty, right? So you need to start making the quotation. So let's suppose I will add one bed, then you can I can have a sofa as well. So you can just analyze, like if you are ready with the master sheet and each and everything, so making a quotation becomes very easy. It becomes a 3-click process, as you can see. So I am just making a quotation and it is, I think, less than a minute. I have already added 5 items. Okay, so I have added few items. Now let's suppose you want to add one item which is not listed in this um, item drop down. This item drop down is nothing but your master sheet that you have configured in the settings tab. If you are not configuring, then it will not show any data. It will show as nothing to display. So configuring your master sheet is mandatory. If you are not configuring your project, so you will see all area without bathroom and balcony. If you want to have this master bedroom, kitchen, balcony, or maybe anything else, so for that you need to configure your project. So these two things are really important. Okay, now the next thing is, if you want to add any item which is not added in this item drop down, or maybe it is not there in your master sheet, then what to do? In that case, you can come to this custom and you can add that particular item. So at first you need to have the category, let's say plumbing. Then you can have a subcategory also, but for now I'm just skipping it. And then you need to write the name. So I will just write it as plumbing work dummy, and price would be, let's say, 120. Unit would be let's say sq.ft, and quantity would be 1. So if you want, you can add an image also. I'm not adding any image right now. And if you are clicking on this add to main list, so it will be added in the master sheet and it will be visible in the item drop down as well. Now if you want to use this particular item again and again, so for that it's better to click on, I mean, to check this particular main list box. If you want to add this for one time, in that case you can uncheck, but I'm just checking this to show you. So this is added. Now I will just show you that this is available here, right? At the same time, if you want to edit any item, maybe you want to edit the last added item, you want to edit the quantity, so you can update the quantity. And if you want to add any image, you can do that as well. So I have added one image and then you can just update it. So this will be updated and you can see, right? Now at the same time, let's suppose we want to add one more item where there is an image, but I don't want to give image to my client. So you can just cross it. So no image will be displaying to your client, but this will be only for this particular quotation, not for all quotation, because in the master sheet the image is present, so it will not affect for all the leads or project, but only for this quotation. So this is how you can make a quotation. Now I will show you the preview and export page. So this is your preview and export PDF button. Click on this, so you would be able to see the preview page. So this is how this will look like. So if you have any additional page, in that case you can check this particular box. there are few companies who have their cover page and last page, so you can attach that, and if you're checking this box, so it will be visible. Now how to add those pages and everything, I will explain that later. Then you have your add images. If you want to show images, you can just check this box, so the image will start displaying. Okay, now the next thing is I will be telling you about this drop downs. First is the template drop down. So in template you have three types. First is default. So default will be a single table. This is how it would look like, and there will be no sub table for that. Next is your area wise, where it will sort your this estimate into area wise. So we have used this all area only, so it will not show other area but only this all area, and it there will be a sub table which will show all area and its amount. Next is your category wise, where it will sort category wise, and again you will be having one sub table for that. Okay, next is your column drop down. So column drop down is basically what you want to show to your client. Those boxes you can just check, so those will be visible, and the unchecked boxes content will not display. So first is our category. So as we are already in category wise tables, so no matter whether you are checking or unchecking, so it would display. Second is your subcategory. So if you are checking this, it will display. If you are unchecking this, it will not display. Next is your item name. So it's your wish whether you want to show the item name or not. Next is your quantity. So if you are unchecking, the quantity will not display. Next is your area name. So if you are unchecking, again the area will not display. Next is your unit price. So if you are unchecking, unit price column will hide. Next is your specification. So if you are unchecking, the specification will not display anymore. Next is your dimension. If you are using the calculate, I mean, if you are using the calculator in the quotation generator, then only this dimension will display. Otherwise, it will not. So we haven't used this calculate. So we haven't used this calculate uh, icon, calculator icon. So that's why dimension will not display. Next is your UOM. So if you are unchecking this, unit of measurement will not display anymore. Next is your image. So if you want to show image in column format, you can check. If you are not willing to show images in this column format, you can uncheck. So this will not display in your column format. Next is your discounted price. If you want to give item wise discount, I mean, if you want to show item wise discount, so you can just check. So this kind of column will get created. And if you're unchecking this, so discount will be there, but in your this grand total column. All right. Next is your additional charges. So if you have any additional charge, or if you are charging any additional charges to your client, so you can just select those cost or fees, so this will be added. Now how to add additional charges and everything, I will tell you later. Okay, next is your terms and condition. So this will basically show all the terms and condition that you have, so you can just select the terms and condition which are getting aligned with this particular project. So currently I have the default one, but you can add more. How to add more, I will show you later. Next is your discount. So you can make it from 15 to 20. So these are the things that you can do. I mean, you can increase or decrease. Then you have your GST, so you can just make it as yes, no, as applicable. So these are the things that you can do. And when you think that no, I am ready with the quotation, I can share with my client, you can just click on this export as PDF, and then this PDF will be saved and you will be able to share with your client by using Desiglo's design and document tab that I will show you later. So yeah, this is basically your uh, quotation. So now Next thing is, maybe you are making a quotation, and while making a quotation you got a call, or maybe you got some work and you had to leave it. So don't save it, just keep it like this. So this will be in your draft quotation. We save when we think that okay, this quotation is ready and I want to reuse this. In this purpose you can save it. But while making a quotation, if you're getting some other work, in that case you don't need to save it, just keep it like that, it will be in your draft quotation. So how to save a quotation? You have a save quotation button, click on this and give a name. So I will be writing as quotation new. I will give this name and then I will save it. So this will be saved. And maybe let's say this is a very good quotation that you have made for those who are doing 1 bhk. I mean, for those clients who are into 1 bhk, who will give you this kind of project, so you think that this quotation is good to go with the 1 bhk client, so you can just star mark it. So when you are star marking it, you would be able to use this particular quotation, or all those quotation which you have star marked. You can use those quotation to any other lead or project. So let me just show you. Let's say this client, he is also a 1 bhk client. So you can give him this quotation by coming into this quotation generator, quotation tool, then create quotation tab, and in import from, you will get my favorite and all favorite. So my favorite are all the star mark quotation that you had star marked, and all favorite is all the star mark quotation that your company level member or your team member has done. So you can just click on that particular quotation and this will be copied, right? Now, maybe you don't want to give this item. Instead of this item, you want to give some other item. Let's say this one, okay? So you can just do it. Or you want to edit. So you can just click on that particular item and let's say you want to change the quantity. So you can do it and update item. So this will be updated. So yeah, these are the things that you can do, and it will take less than a minute to do these changes and then share with your client. Okay, now let's go back to that lead where we were working. Okay, so we have covered list and then quotation as well. So in quotation there are few more things which I need to discuss. First is your in this create quotation, in import from, there is a saved list. So what is this saved list? It will basically tell you how many quotation you have made for this particular lead. So this is the list of all those saved quotation. I mean, whatever quotation you have made for this particular lead, and if you have saved, then only it will show. And if you want to clear this entire data, so for that you have this create quotation and then new quotation. So it will ask you whether you want to save it or not, so I will just discard it. So yeah, these are the things that you can do. All right, next is your modular calculator. So modular calculator, this is just as same as your quotation tool, but only the um, calculation type is different. So in modular calculator also you would be able to make multiple quotation, you would be able to save it, you would be able to clone it to other uh, lead or project, you would be able to star market, or all these things are same. The difference is in calculation. So first you can select the area, then you need to select the item type and then the item, and then you need to start selecting the this modules. When you will start selecting the modules, it will start calculating and then it will give you the total of that. And then you can just click on this add item. So this will be added. Now let's select some other item. So for cabinet, I have used this HDMI and then a shutter, and then I can just add this item. So this will be again added. Now, if you want to update any image, maybe for this particular item, this image is there, but you want to give some other image. So for that, you need to click on the box. You can select any image and then you can just click on add item. So it will be added. At the same time, if you want to give this quotation with this particular item but you don't want to give this image, in fact you want to keep this empty, so click on this cross and then add item, so this will be added. So this is just as same as your quotation. You can update the images, you can remove the images. If you want, you can update the existing data. Maybe the quantity would be 2, so you can just make it as 2. So these are the things that you can do. If you want to delete, you can just click on this particular um, delete icon, so this will be deleted. Now you have this preview and export, so click on this and this is how the preview page would look like, which is just as same as your quotation, but the difference lies is in the column. So in the column here you will get module type and item name. So if you are checking, that means you want to show. If you are unchecking, that means you don't want to show. Rest other things are same, there is no such difference. In quotation you will get multiple this options in the column drop down, but in your modular you will get only 2 options, right? So this is your basically modular calculator. You can save it by clicking on this particular button. You can clear your quotation by clicking on the new quotation. You can clone it from your old favorite, my favorite, and in the save list it will show you how many quotation you have made for this uh, lead, just as same. And this is your modular calculator basically. Okay, next I will tell you how you can do the changes in your preview page, how you can add additional pages, then terms and condition and additional charges, all these things, how you can do. So let's go to CRM, then your settings, and then you can see there is first option called as company settings. So company settings, it is basically for to configure your company data. So you have this company settings, so just click on that and you need to basically add your logo, then company name, email id, each and everything you have to enter and then save it. So after saving it, it will basically display your company data, right? Next is your preview settings. In preview settings you need to attach logo, and whatever logo you are attaching here, that will display in your preview page, not the one that you are attaching in your company settings. That logo will not display, this logo will display. Then you have this theme font, so you can change it accordingly. Then you have this theme color, you can change it accordingly. Then you have the template. I told you that we have 3 templates, so those will be visible. Then whether you want to show bank details to your client or not, that will be again you can check or uncheck accordingly. Then you have this column GST, all these things. Next is your additional charges. If you want to add one more additional charge, just click on this plus button and give a name. If you are working in fixed price, you can write that amount. If you are working in percent, then you can write the percent value, right? Next is your cover page and last page. So if you have any cover page and last page, you can attach it and then save it. So that will be saved, and when you are going to your estimate page and when you are checking this particular additional page box, so that will be visible. So currently I don't have any, so it will not display, right? So whatever changes you are doing, after doing all those changes, just save it, making sure that okay, you have saved everything, right? Next is your terms and condition. So in terms and condition, as I told you that I have currently the default one, but if you want, you can add new or more terms and condition. In that case, come to this add new term, give a name, enter the content, and then add term. That will be added. And if you want to update the existing content, in that case you can just update it and then click on update terms, so the content will be updated. So this is how you can add your terms and conditions. So we have completed entire settings part. Only this milestone template is remaining, and this modular base value. So we will see modular base value also. So modular base value is basically what you are, what you are defining for your wood margin, what is the amount you are defining for your hardware. So these you can basically write, so that will be applicable for all the leads and project. Then your installation rate, then your calculator type, whether it is a box pricing or board pricing. So you can basically define it from here and then save it, so it will be saved and it will be applicable for all your leads and projects, right? So milestone template we'll see a bit later. For now, we have completed everything except milestone template. Okay. Next, we'll see other things. So in lead, we have completed till quotation generator. Now the remaining part is inspiration and design and document. So let's see this. First is your inspiration. So inspiration is basically whatever it is, basically an exchange of pictures where your client will shortlist something that will display, and it has this inspiration is actually integrated with your client tab. So I will just show you the client tab also. All right, so how to log in into the client tab? First you need to enter the mobile number that you have used while creating the lead. Then you need to click on this continue, and your client will get a 4-digit OTP, so that your client need to enter. So let me enter the OTP. So this is how the client app looks like. So after logging into the client app, your client can take the short and quick quiz by clicking on the get started and then click on next, and then he can take the quiz. So it is basically a series of questions where your client need to select the pictures, what he thinks that this is aligning with his taste, and then after clicking on next, it will basically give you the result, what type of taste he has. And then if he is clicking on this explore design button, so all the images which is tagged under this particular style will start getting display, and he can shortlist accordingly. So maybe your client is liking this, so he can shortlist by clicking on this heart button, and the same will display in this inspiration tab, right? And these are the previously shortlisted images, and this is the latest one. Next, you can also recommend images to your client by clicking on this recommend inspiration and then select, and then click on this recommend. So this will be recommended, and if your client is going to the profile section, in the recommended section this will be available, and these are your previously recommended images, right? Next is if your client want to upload anything, maybe he went to somebody's house and he saw something and he want exactly same thing at his place also, so he can upload at the same time. Come to this uploaded and then upper arrow button and then choose file. So maybe he want this kind of sofa, let's say. So he need to give a name or a description. So I will just write it as sofa and then upload. So this will be uploaded. If you go to the uploaded section, this will be available. And in the CRM, the person who is sitting with the CRM, if he goes to inspiration and then uploaded, so this will be available to him as well, right? So this is basically your inspiration tab. Next is your design and document. So in design and document, you would be able to share with your client URL, PDF, images, videos, anything and everything, right? So how to share? First click on this add button and then what you want to basically share. So maybe it's a file. So you can just click on this file, then choose file. uh, let's say you want to share quotation, so just write as quotation, and whether you want to show to your client, it's yes. So click on upload, so this will be uploaded, right? And the person who is using client tab, if he comes to project and if he comes to this design, so this will be available. Just click on this, so this will be available. So maybe he is not liking the quotation that you have made. So he is, let's say, rejecting it, that I am not liking, right? So the person who is sitting in the CRM, he will get an email notification that this particular this image has been, rejected, and this kind of state will display. And in that case, you can add one new revised quotation. So just click on this plus button, again choose a file. So you can write anything or you can skip, but I'm writing here as revised. And again, you want to show to your client, so update. So this will be updated, right? And whenever you are sharing any document with your client, and if you have added his email ID, so he will get email notification at the same time that this particular document has been shared with you. And he will get one push notification as well. And if he is approving or rejecting, in that case also your client and you will get one mail that this particular design has been approved or this particular design has been rejected, right? So you can do these things. And when your client is approving anything, maybe he is approving this particular uh, quotation, whatever you have made, he is happy with that and he is approving it. So this is how it would look like. And if you want to send any WhatsApp message, so you can just click on this WhatsApp, and you can just write the number here. By default your client's number will visible, but if you want to change the number, so you can do that. Here you can write your customized WhatsApp message and then you can send it. So yeah, this is your basically design and document. So here comes to an end with the lead. Now next is your project. Project is, maybe this particular client is now converted and he is aligned with you, and now you are good to go, you can start your project. So that will be your uh, basically project. So let's go to project. So we will be working on this particular project. So this is how the project tab looks like. So let's go inside one project, maybe this one. And you can see when you have converted any lead to project, you can see three additional tabs, right? So let's start one by one. So we'll start from this site progress upload. So site progress upload is designed for those who are working on site, maybe your site supervisor, site engineer. Okay, so for them, this particular tab has been designed, and you would be able to access this particular tab in your mobile as well, because of course inside we don't carry a computer, right? So yeah, let's go inside this tab. And how to upload? Just click on this plus button. You need to choose file. So I have selected these three files. Now remarks is optional, so I'm just skipping it, and whether you want to show to your client or not. So for now, I'm just making it as no. Later we can make it yes. Now click on upload. So when you're clicking on upload, this will be uploaded. So you can upload videos also. So yeah, I have uploaded this three picture. Now maybe I want to give visibility to only this picture to my client. So I can do that, right? And this same will be visible in the client tab as well. So I will show you. So let's go to the client tab. And if you come to project in the site pics page, this will be available. All the shared images will be visible here. So these are the previously shared images, and these are today's shared image, right? And if you want to, remove the visibility, you can just click on this I button. So visibility can be changed by clicking on this I button. Images can be deleted by clicking on this delete button, right? So this is your site progress upload. Nothing else is there, only this much. Next is your project planning. So before understanding this project planning, we will go to settings again, and we were having this last pending tab, that is the milestone template, that will understand now. So what is milestone template? Milestone template is basically, in order to complete one project, we have some generic steps for all project that may include, visiting the site, taking pictures of the site, then taking measurements, and so on and so forth, which is same for almost all of your project. So what you can do, you can just click on this plus button, you can give a name, and you can list down all those tasks. You can give name of those tasks, and then you can create that template. So that will be created, like I have some, right? So I have, listed all those tasks, and I have saved that. Now, what will happen when I'm doing one project? So I can just go straight into that project. I can go to project management tab, and I can just straight away, I can just uh, import entire data. So come to this add milestone, and let's say I want to import the data from this particular tab. Now click on yes. So all the data will be imported, which will make your work easy, right? So after importing this, you can just go inside, and you can assign whom you want to assign, and then save it. So this will be saved, and here only those name will be visible who has been aligned with the project. Those who are assigned with this project, only those name will be visible. So you can just go inside, and you can just select that particular user, and then you can save it. So that person means these three task is given to this particular user, right? At the same time, you can, you know have start date and end date also. Then you can enter the progress. You, if you want, you can give visibility to your client as well, and then save it. So this will be saved, right? And this is your Gantt chart. So basically it will show you that how the work is going on, whether it is on time, what are the task which is on time, what are the tasks which is completed or delayed, or whatever the state is. So this, for that you have this Gantt chart, right? So you can change the progress from this main tab also. And yeah, so this is the thing that you can do. And if you want to add one more milestone, maybe you have added all these, but you want to give one more milestone which is not listed, maybe that depends on the on project to project. So for that, you can manually add one milestone also by clicking on this new milestone, give name, start date and date, and then add milestone. So that will be added. So next is your important filters that will make your work much more easy. So if you are clicking on this all milestone drop down, so you will see all milestone, which will show you of course all the milestone. Next is your my milestone. So my milestone will tell you all the milestones which is assigned to you. And then this all drop down will tell you all milestone, which is basically all created, will tell you those which where progress is basically zero, so those will come under your created. Next is your in progress. So in progress is basically from your 1 to 99%, whatever milestone you have, that will come under your in progress. Next you have completed. So that is of course those which are 100%. So currently I don't have any, so it is not displaying me. So these are your important filters. So you can just filter out according to your preference. Next is your task. So task is the bigger picture of your milestone. So let's say your task can be paint, and under paint, there can be multiple small tasks, maybe, getting catalog, then shortlisting color, so on and so forth. So these small tasks will come under your milestone. And paint is the bigger form of multiple small tasks that will come under your task. So this is your major difference between milestone and task. But we will see task in the module 2. But yeah, this is just for your like kind of knowledge. So how to add a task? But click on this plus button. Now I'm naming it as paint. You can write a description if you want, otherwise you can skip it. You can have priority, it can be anything. If you want, you can assign somebody, or you can just keep it like that. You can make it a recurrent task, but normally in project we don't see a recurring task. Next is your due date. So due date, giving due date and giving name to your project task, these are two important things. Without giving these two things, you won't be able to add a task. So yeah, my task is added. Now you would be able to change the status of the task from this main task page. Now if you click on this drop down, you would be able to change it from created to in progress, or maybe done. Next you can add a reminder, right? So the person who is making a reminder, he would be notified via WhatsApp that you have this particular reminder. So this is how you can make a reminder for a task as well. Next is your WhatsApp. So you would be able to send a WhatsApp only if you're assigning to somebody. So currently I haven't assigned, so it is showing me like that. So let me assign somebody. Now if you are clicking on this WhatsApp button, so you would be able to see the person's phone number, and you would be able to send a customized WhatsApp message to that particular person. Now if you want to update something, maybe you want to update the assigned user, or maybe you want to change the task name, or if you want to add a description, or maybe you want to change priority, you want to change due date, you can basically update anything and everything you want, right? Next is your comment. So comment will act as a chat feature between admin and the person who is assigned. So it is kind of a chat feature. Here they can write something and they can send it. Next is your attachment. So here they can attach anything. It can be PDF, image, anything and everything. Next is your log activity. So log activity is basically whatever the changes or action you are taking in your general page, those would be recorded in the log activity. So this is basically your task. Next is your all task and my task. So of course my task will tell you all the tasks which is assigned to you. All tasks will tell you all the tasks for this particular project. Next you have created, done and in progress filter. So you can filter out according to your preference. Next you have the search. So you would be able to search, right? So we will see task like as a entire module in our module 2, but for now we are just having a small brief idea about task, right? So yeah, next we have this financial planning. So financial planning are the financial sketches that we are doing for this particular project, right? So here the first thing is project value. So what is project value? The amount that you will get from this project or after completing this particular project is your project value. So it can be, your 10 lakh, 12 lakh, or like it can be an amount. So you need to enter that particular amount, and you are not going to get that particular amount in one shot. So it can be like maybe you will complete the paint work, and against that you will get, let's say, 30%. Next would be you will complete the flooring part, and against that you will get maybe 20%, right? So next can be your garden work. So this is how basically whatever the work you are going to do, those will be your milestone, and whatever the amount that you will get against that, that you can write. So that is basically your milestone, and you can save it. So it will be saved, and this financial sketches you are doing for your client. Next, you have your complete and payment box. So complete means you have completed the task, and and payment means you have received the payment for the same. So whatever action you are doing, just save it. So this will be saved. Next is, if you have a vendor and if you want to align that particular vendor for this particular project, so you need to come to this vendor mapping page, and you have to align that vendor by clicking on this plus button or add vendor. Now select that particular vendor and now enter the amount, maybe 100 rupees, let's suppose, and you are going to give this 100 rupees in 2 milestones. So enter this and then save it. So the vendor will be aligned for this particular project, right? Now maybe one milestone would be my advance milestone, and I'm going to give him 50%, and next would be my final milestone, and I'm going to give him, let's say, 50%. So you have to write the milestone in that way. And maybe his work would be flooring, so tag it in this flooring. And what is the scope of the work? Maybe he will be delivering the raw material for the flooring work, so you can write that and now save it. So the work would be saved, and this is how you can have a vendor sketch, right? Now how to add a vendor in the CRM, that we will see in the next module 2, but for now we are just learning how to align a vendor for a particular project, right? So yeah, next is your documents. Document is, if you want to keep this projects, all the financial related documents in one place, so document is that particular tab. So you can have all the receipts of your vendor and whatever, raw materials you are purchasing, like all the receipts, you can have it in the form of file or folder. So you can, create a folder, and it's your choice whom you want to give access and whom you don't want to give access, and you can, upload a file as well. So it's your choice. So you can just select a file, and then you can give a name, and then if you're uploading it, so this will be saved. Tag, description, this is not mandatory. You can, skip it, but if you want, you can write it also. So yeah, this is how you can basically upload a file. So later you can edit by, maybe you want to add some tags or description, that you can do. And if you are clicking on preview, so you would be able to see what you have uploaded, what is the file that you have uploaded, that you would be able to see. So yeah, this is all about your financial document. These are all the things that you can do. And in module 1 we have completed from dashboard to project, and this is where we are ending our module 1. Next would be your module 2. Thank you so much.